Hi Ashley, thanks for coming in today. My name's Erin, and before we get started, I just want to go over the fact that you have a right to privacy, meaning you only have to disclose whatever you feel comfortable sharing, since a lot of what we do talk about is very personal. And also, anything we do talk about is confidential, so I won't be leaving this office. Any questions?
No.
Okay, perfect. So what brought you in today?
Well, I've gotten really interested in nutrition lately, and with the things I'm eating, I'm not sure if I'm eating the right things exactly for my body, or if I could change something.
Okay, so you just want to kind of gauge what things you're eating right and what things maybe you could change?
Yep, and some other healthier options possibly.
Sure. Is it more of a portion size issue, or maybe food combination, or?
A little bit of both of those, and finding the healthiest foods when I'm shopping.
Okay, sounds good. So looking for foods. Okay. And then right portion sizes?
Yep.
Perfect. All right then, before we get into the diet history, I want to get some just basic history. Any previous or present disease conditions like diabetes, gastrointestinal problems, thyroid?
Diabetes.
Okay. Is that going to be type 1 or type 2?
Type 1.
Type 1? All right. And when were you diagnosed with this?
When I was 4 years old.
4 years? All right. And do you do injections, or is there an insulin pump?
I have an insulin pump.
Okay. And how long have you had that?
I've had the insulin pump since I was about 7th grade.
7th? And how's that working for you?
Really well.
Okay. Sounds good. Perfect. Any family members have any of these conditions I just listed?
Yes, my mom has type 2 diabetes.
Okay. Right.
My mom's dad had type 2 diabetes, so my grandfather.
Okay.
And my dad's brother had diabetes, and I believe this is type 1.
Okay, so your uncle?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Any recent surgeries?
No.
Okay. Recent hospitalizations?
No.
Okay. Are you a smoker?
No.
All right, and then what's your drinking habits?
I probably drink only maybe 2 or 3 times out of the month, so not that often, but drinks in a week, probably maybe 2.
Okay, 2 a week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's pretty just social, you're saying? Okay. Perfect. Okay, and then we're just going to go into some anthropometric data. What's your height?
5'1".
Okay. And then your weight?
140 pounds.
Okay, and then what's your age really quick? Sorry.
22.
Perfect. Okay. Any recent weight changes within the past 6 months?
There's been a little bit of weight gain.
Okay. How much would you say?
Probably about 5 pounds.
5 pounds. Okay. And are these changes voluntary?
No.
Okay. And how do you feel about this weight change?
I'm not too happy about it. I would rather either stay at my current weight or lose weight.
Okay.
Probably.
Sounds good. So you're saying you'd rather lose than stay where you are?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. And how much would you like to lose, and what weight would you like?
I'd probably like to be around 120 or 125 pounds.
Okay. Or is that like a normal weight for you? Is that what you'd say?
Yes.
Is that where those numbers come from? Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Have you prescribed any diets in the past or done anything so far?
I haven't prescribed any other diets, but I do try to eat a little healthier or try to be as active as possible.
Okay, sounds good. Just trying to implement maybe just healthier habits, maybe? Okay, good. And that you mentioned activity level. What is yours exactly? How much would you say you work out a week?
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
Maybe like once a week, if that.
Okay.
Once or twice.
So would you say sedentary?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you do work out, is it pretty vigorous, or is it?
Sometimes it depends. It's mostly just like a brisk walk.
Okay, sounds good. And you said at most once or twice a week?
Yep.
So you said okay. And then I just want to really quick look at a discrepancy scale to maybe see what we could do to maybe get the activity level higher maybe. Okay, so on this chart, it's labeled 0 to 10. What would you say your willingness is to become more active?
My willingness would probably be a 7.
Okay. So then what would you say your capability is to be able to actually do that?
Probably a 4.
All right, and then there's going to be some discrepancy there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think, what would make it bump up 2 more points to get it closer to that 7 of the willingness?
For the, let me see.
What do you think you could do to bump it up a couple points to make it more capable for you to be able to?
More time in my schedule.
Okay.
For that, because I think it's mostly a time issue.
So is it a scheduling conflict maybe?
Yes.
Figuring out when to fit it in mainly? Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Thank you. Just note that in. Perfect. All right. Then the next thing we're going to do, just to see where you are with intake, we're going to go over a 24-hour recall, which is it okay if we just go over yesterday's intake?
Yes.
Does that work? Okay, perfect. And then we'll just compare that one day to usual intake and see if that's normally what you would eat in the day.
Okay.
That's usual. Okay. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Perfect. Okay. So yesterday, what was the very first thing? Also, what we have here is some tools to help you gauge, portion sizes, because it's kind of hard to remember or like see exactly how much you put in your foods.
Yeah.
So here we have more of the smaller options like oils and maybe seasoning, or just maybe to put much of an ingredient in. You can look at this, or maybe dry ingredients. You can look at how much you maybe had, and there's even liquid. And also, when we talk about protein, this is going to be a Decker card is normally the size of an average serving size of protein. It's about 3 ounces, or the size of your palm. So we can look at this and decide how much protein you had in that meal. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we can use these to help us along. So what was the very first thing you had when you woke up yesterday?
I believe it was a protein shake.
All right. Was there a certain brand that you had?
Special K.
Okay. Was there a flavor, do you remember by any chance?
Vanilla.
Perfect. Okay, is that pretty typical for you to have a protein shake in the morning?
Yes.
It is?
It's
Okay.
just quick and easy for me to grab.
Sounds good. All right. Anything else you have for breakfast?
No, not for breakfast.
No? Okay. Did you have maybe a snack between breakfast and lunch?
Yes. I had some yogurt.
Okay. What kind of yogurt? Is there a brand or a flavor?
I think it was Dannon Greek yogurt.
Okay. Was there a flavor?
Just vanilla.
Vanilla? Okay. Did you pair it with any granola or fruit?
I had an individualized fruit cup.
Fruit cup? Okay. Do you remember the brand?
Dole.
And it was just one of those little serving size cups?
Yeah.
Okay. And was it 100% fruit juice, or did it have?
It was 100%.
Was it? Okay. And then how much yogurt did you have?
The yogurt, I would probably say about a third of a cup.
Okay. Third of a cup? Perfect. All right. Anything else you have between breakfast and lunch?
No, that was
No?
it.
Okay. So what did you have for lunch yesterday?
For lunch, I had zucchini noodles.
Okay. Is that just where you shred the zucchini into noodles?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And how much do you think you had of that?
I would say it was about half a cup after it was grated.
Half a cup? Okay. Do you remember how much of the zucchini that was?
Probably about half.
Half as well? Okay. All right. What else did you have with the zucchini noodles?
With the zucchini, I also added some oil.
Okay. What kind of oil?
Olive oil.
All right. How much did you say there was?
I'd say about half of a tablespoon.
Okay. So did you just pan fry the zucchini kind of, or saute it in the
Yep,
oil?
I
Is that what you
sauteed
did?
it.
Okay, sounds good. What else did you have with the noodles?
I added some salt and pepper.
Okay, how much would you say of that? For the salt and pepper.
I'd say maybe a fourth of a teaspoon of pepper and just a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Or possibly about a fourth of a teaspoon of salt as well.
Okay, a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
I had a pinch of red pepper flakes.
Okay.
And I had some chicken.
Okay. How much chicken would you say going from the deck of cards?
From the deck of cards, it was leftover chicken, so I'd probably say about half.
About half? So like 1.5 ounces probably?
Yeah.
Okay. And was it grilled chicken?
Yes.
Or okay. And do you remember, was it pre-cooked or was it?
It was pre-cooked.
Okay. Do you remember the brand by any chance?
Probably Tyson.
Tyson? Alright, sounds good. Anything else with the zucchini noodles? Garnishing?
No.
Cheese or anything?
A little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan?
Yes.
Okay, how much would you say?
Probably about a tablespoon.
Alright, sounds good. Perfect. Anything else did you have with that?
Yeah. I also had some milk.
Milk? Okay. How much?
Probably about half a cup.
Half a cup? Okay, and was it skim, 2%, 1%?
Skim milk.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else for that meal?
No.
No? Okay, perfect. Anything between lunch and dinner?
I had a pudding cup.
Okay. Do you remember the brand by chance?
Jello.
Jello? And a flavor?
Vanilla and chocolate.
Awesome. Anything else you have to do that snack?
No.
Okay. Is the next thing you had dinner then?
Yes.
Okay, what did you have at dinner time?
For dinner, I had a stuffed pepper.
Okay. Was it smaller or a large or medium?
About a large pepper.
A large pepper? Okay. And it was a whole pepper? Okay. Sounds good. What was inside the pepper?
There was ground beef.
Okay. Do you remember the lean percent of it?
I believe it is 90% lean.
90%? Okay. Alright. And how did you cook that? Did you cook it with any oil or?
No.
No? Okay. Sounds good. What else did you have in the pepper?
There were onions.
Okay. And did you saute the onions before? Or did you cook it in the pepper?
I did. I cooked the onions before the meat, and
Okay.
I cooked those in olive oil.
Olive oil? Okay, how much would you say?
Probably about half a tablespoon.
Okay. Perfect. Alright. What else was in the pepper?
There was also salt and pepper I used as seasoning.
Okay, how much would you say?
In that one pepper, I would probably say a fourth of a teaspoon of salt and maybe half of a teaspoon of pepper.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, what else is in the pepper?
There was also rice.
Rice? Okay, what kind of rice? Was it brown, white?
White rice.
Okay, and how much would you say was in there?
In that one pepper, I'd probably say about 2 tablespoons.
Okay, perfect. Anything else in that pepper?
Yep, some cheese.
Okay, what kind of cheese?
Cheddar cheese.
Alright, do you remember the amount in that one pepper?
Probably about a tablespoon.
Perfect. Okay, anything else?
And there was also Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
In the whole mixture.
And how much would you say?
That would probably have been about a teaspoon.
Alright. Perfect. Anything else in that pepper with that meal?
I don't believe so.
Was there anything to drink?
Yes, I had milk again.
Okay, how much would you say? Perfect. Anything else with that meal?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay, sounds good. Did you have a snack after that dinner?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I had some white toast.
And do you normally have white toast, do you think?
I do normally.
Okay. Is that one of those things where you said you don't really know what to buy at the grocery store? It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what types of bread to get are the best for you and
It can definitely be
how
confusing.
to look at it, the labels.
Okay, sounds good. And I have a handout I can give you, so we'll go over that
Okay.
after we're done.
Perfect.
Okay, and so you had white toast.
Yep.
What else? And that was one slice? Just one slice?
Yep, just one slice.
Okay.
And then I also put some peanut butter on the toast.
Okay, how much did you say?
I would probably say about 2 tablespoons.
Okay. All right, and do you remember the brand by any chance?
Of the
Peanut
peanut butter?
butter?
Skippy.
Perfect. All right. Anything else here for that snack?
A hard-boiled egg.
Okay. And there was that one hard-boiled egg?
Yes,
Okay.
just one. And then at least a cup of orange juice.
Okay. And anything else?
Oh, I do remember I had a little bit of pop
Okay.
earlier that day.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I am diabetic, and most of the time I'll try to correct a little bit with your orange juice or pop if that's the only option.
Okay. And how much pop would you think you had over the day, throughout the day?
Maybe half of a can to a whole. Yeah.
Okay.
About a whole can.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Anything else that day?
No, not that I remember.
Okay, sounds good. And like you said, you did the pop and the orange juice sometime. Anything else you normally eat in order to correct blood sugar levels, do you think?
Just any food that's around. Normally that's maybe like breads or that have like high in carbs. But I mostly just go for the orange juice or pop because it's kind of a quick fix. So.
The easiest? Okay, sounds good. Okay, perfect. Alright. Now, does this day you gave me accurately depict kind of what you normally would eat? Does this represent that?
Yeah, in a way, I had a lot of time that day, which was nice, so I could cook most of my meals and I could plan some healthier options.
Okay.
But most days, if I'm really busy, I'll tend to go for foods that are like already frozen or prepackaged or sometimes fast food.
Okay, sounds good. How often do you think you'd have maybe like fast food?
Maybe 2-3 times out of the week.
Okay, sounds good. And what kind of fast foods do you normally go to?
Probably McDonald's or Subway. Those are the ones I go to the most.
And it's out of convenience, you said, basically?
Yep.
Okay.
Under time constraints.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the discrepancy scale.
Okay.
So you said a lot of what you eat is because of time constraints, really, because they're so easy to pick up with the fast food. What's your willingness to maybe work on prepping, like making pre-meals to freeze?
Probably
to lower the
my
cook time?
willingness. I would be at an 8 for that one.
Okay. What do you think your capability would be to do that, to actually be able to do that and make the time?
My capability would probably be at a 5 for that one.
Okay. And what makes it not be a 0?
For the capability?
To do the prepping and make that food ahead of time.
It's not at a 0 because I do have some time that I could make a few meals ahead of time, but I don't have like a large amount of time.
Sure. So you do have some time that you could definitely work with, and that's why it's at 0. Perfect.
Yes.
That's awesome. We could definitely work with that. Thank you. All right. And then we're just gonna go over some My Plate recommendations. My Plate is just the current recommendations on like what your average intake should look like or what your plate should represent or what macronutrients should represent on each plate.
Okay.
And I have a picture right here, excuse me, showing exactly like what parts, what kind of food you should have making up your plate.
Okay.
Do you think the menu you gave me, do you think that accurately represents this plate?
For the vegetable part, yes, because I usually try to incorporate a lot of vegetables in my meals. The protein, I probably eat a little more protein than is recommended on the plate.
Okay.
Fruits, I could probably do a better job of incorporating more fruits and as well as grains into my diet.
Okay. Is it because, yeah, because grains a lot of times, or what's recommended is we have 50% be whole. Does that have to do with you don't know really what to shop or where to get it?
Exactly.
Okay, and that's an easy fix we could work on, definitely. Would you be willing to maybe cut down your protein, increase your fruits?
Yes.
Would that be something you'd be willing to try out? Perfect. Awesome. And your dairy is pretty good. You got about a cup and a half per day, so that's pretty good. Awesome. Okay, and then thinking back to yesterday, did you eat more so out of hunger or because it was a scheduling thing? Like you had the time, so you took the time to eat?
Probably a scheduling thing.
Do you think so? Okay, is that usual? You kind of eat when you have time more so than when you actually are hungry? Okay, kind of a busy schedule?
Yeah, but then there are the days too that you kind of eat when you're, bored or just out of,
Sure, actual hunger?
Yeah.
Sure. So you have it's depending on the day and how busy you are? Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Okay, and then when it comes to your blood sugar levels, do you feel you're able to keep them under control with what you eat?
Most of the time, yeah. It's usually pretty good.
Okay, and you mentioned you kind of go right to pop or orange juice. Is that something you want to keep doing, or did you want to maybe find different options?
I'd like to find a few other different options, especially for the pop because it can be so bad for you. So.
Yeah, and especially when you have something like pop or orange juice, it's going to create that spike in your blood sugar and insulin levels, and that's going to force what you do eat to be sort of stored as fat. So it'll be advantageous to maybe eat better things to keep those blood sugar levels normal with your weight management. So that'll work out too. Okay. And any foods when I'm making your treatment plan, any foods that you want to kind of stray away from, or you don't really, you have a preference or you like?
I'm really not that picky of an eater.
Okay.
Olives.
Olives?
Yeah.
Okay.
No olives.
Sound good. Any allergies?
No.
No allergies? Perfect. And then I do have a handout here, which I mentioned before, on kind of ways to shop before we meet up again.
Okay.
And there's basically fruit here. There's going to be 3 basic ways you can get them. There's going to be fresh, frozen, and canned.
Okay.
Fresh, basically any kind of fresh is going to be great if you can. If it's in season, go for fresh. But frozen's awesome as well. Frozen can even be more healthy because they're picked at their freshness and ripeness. So when you do eat them, they're kind of almost better.
Okay.
And you can top them on your yogurt to get more of it in. And then canned as well. But canned, you have to make sure you buy it with 100% fruit juice and no corn syrup.
Okay.
So make sure you look for that when you're buying those. And then there's going to be veggies. There's 3 basic same ways. They're going to be fresh whenever you want to. Fresh is going to be the one you want to do, but they are more perishable. I'm not sure if that's maybe something you want to, that's an issue sometimes. Okay. And then there's going to be the frozen. And this one you need to stay away from ones that claim to have butter sauce or cheese sauce. And you can look at that in the front and also look on the back on the sodium.
Okay.
So get the ones with just frozen veggies, no added sodium or anything. And then there's going to be canned. And this one you really need to look for no sodium added or low sodium.
Okay.
And you can look on the back because some won't even say it. So you can look on the back and it'll say on the ingredient sodium like 0.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then with whole grains, when you're in a bread aisle, it just can be overwhelming for sure. So the first thing you want to do is look at the label. You're going to want to look for whole wheat or whole grain. It has to claim that for it to have it in its ingredients. So look for that first. A lot of them will say 100% whole wheat. That's going to be a great one to choose.
Okay.
The next thing you look at is the ingredients list. And the one that lists whole wheat flour, whole wheat rolled oats first, the one that's closest to the first one listed, is going to be the one you want to choose.
Okay.
And then the very third thing you want to look for is the fiber content. The one with the highest amount is the one you're going to want to choose.
Okay.
So those are the kind of like just tidbits or tools you want to just keep in the back of your mind when you are shopping for these
Perfect.
veggies, fruits, and grains. Okay? Perfect. And I'll get to give this to you.
Okay.
And then I'll get your meal plan kind of figured out for
Okay.
you, and we can meet up in about a week. Does that sound good?
That sounds perfect.
Perfect. Any questions before we go?